Okay, so some people have been asking me how to use Mastery Manager and to gather data for their IEPs from students. So I wanted to run you guys through a quick little screencast here to show you where you can find that information in Mastery Manager and how you can use that data. So as you notice, I'm starting out on the school website, and I'm just going to go here to my staff resources and then through to Mastery Manager. If at any point you need to stop or pause this video to catch up and make sure that you're doing the same thing as me, please go right ahead and do that. You can pause. I'll be here when you come back, and then you can just press play again and start going. Don't log into your own account. You have to log into the Sped account via Carrie. So I'm going to go to spedchsd218.org, and then I'm going to log in with her last name. And then add those numbers of 1201 to the very end of them. Now, once I'm logged in, I'm going to be accessing this top toolbar up here. All right, so you see home, and you probably spend most of your time here in this assessment area. All right, this is where you guys probably spend most of your time. We're actually going to slide over here to reports, and then we're going to use this portion of reports. So once I click onto that, I'm going to come to a page that looks like this. Notice that I have a date range, I have keyword, assessments, view report options, and I'm going to go down here to multi-assessment reports. I'm going to go down to what is called a student trend report. And I'm going to type that in. Or I'm going to click on that link. Once I click on here, as you notice, it's giving me a header or footer. It should change in a moment to a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. And you see I have here, this is my progression through this level. It's going to show me first the student, then I choose my assessments, then my standards, and finally here's my report that's going to give me all the information. I'm just going to search my student's first name, and his name is Oscar. And you see I have all the students' names in here. Now you can search it a number of different ways. If you so choose, you can search by last name. I noticed when I typed in Rodriguez, I had too many to choose from, so choosing through the first name was a little bit easier for me on this one. You can also search via the ID number as well. That'll work. Once I have it in here, do that again. Once I then choose this student's name, all right, I'm going to make sure that I click on his name and that his name stays highlighted because this is going to be important later on. Then what I'm going to do is, since this student is a senior, I'm going to change my date range. Don't worry about finding a course or anything like that. We're actually going to look at archived courses, and we're going to look at 4 years. So we're going to stay away from this area for right now. But what I am going to do is, since the student is a senior, is I'm going to take this back down to 2013. So I'm going to get 3 years of data on him. And then I'm just going to select a subject. I find that it's easier if I select a subject, and I can then go through and do English, math, social studies, and science. And then if you want to look at the electives, look at the electives. But I find it's easier if I do it via subject because then I don't have to look through as many tests, and it's going to go a little bit faster as well. So now I'm looking at all my assessments. All right, these are all the English assessments that he's taken. And notice he's got all his English 2, his argumentative essays, and his retake. And then I have all of the other ones from English 3 that he's taken. So what I'm going to do is I'm first going to click that English 2. I'm going to slide this toolbar to the very last one, and then I'm going to hit Shift, and then left click with my mouse. And that's going to highlight all of them for me. After I'm done with that, I'm going to hit Next. And notice these are all of the standards that were used, all of the state standards that were used on those testing. And then I'm going to click Next again. Let's just wait for this to work. It might take it a minute. Depending on how many tests that you're viewing at once, it may take longer. Up here, it's going to tell me what standards he's done well at, and this is where that previous page, the standards, is going to help me. I can also click on these, and it'll show me what those standards are. But I can see in English 2.03H, he has only scored 33%. Now, if I go down here and I scroll down, I can see here on his argumentative essay, it gives me a quick little overview of how he did on these tests. What the teacher percentage was, what the overall percentage was. And if I keep on scrolling down, now I have a nice handy dandy thing here. So here it says English 2.03- or point A. He can identify the correct sentence types with 6 out of 7. So then I'll have to convert that to a percentage, but I can use it in my plot. Here, what I generally look for are these reds. So English 2.03 point F, he can identify an underlined portion of the sentence in that it is a phrase, independent clause, or a dependent clause with only 33% accuracy. So I can use this in my plot to then develop a goal. And you see I have all of these then working down. I print these out, bring them with me to my meetings, and then sometimes I give them to the parents if they want. Other times I keep them so that I can keep it as data. So now that I have the English one, all right, now that I have the English one, I'm just going to go back to my previous. Again, click to previous. One more time under the previous. And Oscar, I know, is still there. I'm going to click on his name. I'm going to make sure my date range is still in 2013. And now I'm just going to go to his math. So right here on the subject, I clicked on math. I click on next. Again, I'm going to just choose all of them. I click that first one. I go down to this last one. I hit shift left click again. I click next. And now I see all the standards have changed to math. As you can see, sometimes depending on how much data is coming up, it's going to be a little bit slower. But here now I have a good snapshot of what Oscar can do. And again, this is where I spend most of my time down here is in this chart. I look at the green. The high green means he's got 7 out of 7, 2 out of 2, 100%. And then I start looking at these reds. What is he not good at? So as I write my plop, I am now directly aligned to the state standards, and everything, all the information that I need for this student and his abilities is right here. Hopefully this makes your life a little bit easier when you're trying to find that information for your plops. If you have any other questions or you need some more information about it, please contact me at bruce.rapp@chsd218.org. Thanks.